Our What If Civilization Restarted series. And well, the first thing we'll look into is, a war between the Blue Nation, which was formed by the rebels, against the, Green Nation over here. And well, they quickly take the opportunity to move into these areas. And they quickly claim it's theirs. As a border dispute, they quickly marched in. With the Green Nation not being totally impressed by this, they launch an attack. And they even cross the border in one area. But the borders have changed so much, does anybody really know what they are? Well, they move down in this direction. As they quickly push them out of here and move back into their northern areas. As this nation doesn't stop. But they don't have the navy to make a naval landing. With them managing to advance all the way to here pretty fast, with minimal fallbacks. Well, they push over here. At this point, this area ends up having to fall. Well, they get pushed back even further, with them agreeing that they probably should go to peace. With them losing basically a bunch of territory. Basically, they lose all the way to here. There's a similarity to the nation, the Blue Nation. Yeah, they're not very happy. That any nation could stand to challenge them. No, they're not. Well, they still have ambitions to expand to the north. But let's go over here. With the Red Nation really wanting a coastline. Yes, they really want one. So they invade into this nation to the south of them, which they successfully take over. Now, there being two nations south of the Orange Nation, and they don't really like their existence. Because taking land from them, they view it as. And well, where to next? Well, over here, there's not much to happen. And then in this nation, splits apart into a few nations. With one nation having borders like this. Another one deciding to form over here. And well, over here, this nation splits off. You might think that's all. No, here splits off. In this area, it splits into two. And well, let's quickly just change the colors. This one can get a green color. This one can mimic the Orange Nation. Yes, it can. This nation, although it looks like another one of the nations. This nation. Into the north, let's give them, not that color, this color. Wait, that looks like it's collapsed. Maybe this color is better. Yeah, it's much better. And well, what else? Let's do something else. Let's go to this area. With the nation that occupies basically all of it, advancing and quickly taking over this area. With this nation not wanting all of that to go to. That nation, they invade to here. With this nation deciding to invade across here. Rapidly occupying down to there. But unfortunately for them, this nation's like, no. But at least it makes border making a bit easier. With the border being built over here. Because the nation to the south didn't want them to become too much stronger. But they've definitely have. Their rivals definitely getting stronger. Like, yeah, the competition isn't great for them. So they try to get an alliance with the nation to the north of them. And they start making allies with national independence groups. Yes, independence groups. And they promise this area, if they ever liberate it, back some lands. But I don't think they actually will. It doesn't seem they actually will. But we'll have to wait and see. Well, for the next thing, let's go over here to this blue nation, slowly trying to form its empire. They move against the pink nation. Yes, they invade the pink nation. Then they invade this nation. Then they invade this island, which I'm going to say is an island nation, even though it's technically never was. But, yeah. With them expanding into these areas. And they set up occupation zones until they finally annex it. And while a crisis forms over these lands, as this nation occupies it, really angers that nation. But at the end of this crisis, they end up getting it. This nation starts planning an invasion. They align with that nation, this nation, and that nation, try to get alliances. Well, this nation over here decides to invade this nation because of Rise Imperialists still. We're never going to stop in this timeline. And well, that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys!